but opening the Trebek Center is probably the biggest challenge we've ever faced.
The Trebek Center is scheduled to open in April, and we found ourselves a little bit short on the money we needed to raise.
And that's why we're going to do the biggest run, the most extreme course that we've ever tried to achieve the most extreme goal.
To raise the final $750,000.
And it's really a metaphor because so many people are on the streets of Los Angeles with so little hope. We want to open the Trebek Center so they can start that journey from Death Valley to Hope of the Valley.
It's 23 degrees. That makes me nervous.
I think you need a hug.
I do.
The van still has ice and snow just from getting here. It is very cold.
We start 250 miles from here, the bottom of Death Valley, to the Trebek Center.
The only way to get from here to where we're going is one step at a time.
We're still about $500,000 short.
Our goal is to get from a place called Death to a place called Hope, and this 250 miles will illustrate that.
A long way to go.
3 miles in, Ken. What are you thinking? Number 3.
Well, as we think about numbers, 3 is important because we have 3 family shelters. We have 2 in Chatsworth, 1 in Pacoima. At various mile marks, we're gonna stop and celebrate, not to mention it allows me to catch my breath.
50. You know, last year we went from 507 beds to almost 1,500. By the end of 2022, Ken, how many beds will we have?
Yeah, we'll have over 2,000 beds by the end of this year.
And Ken, we're at 4,000 feet, which is 4,000 of the worst feet I've ever experienced.
I think today was about 13 miles, but we got it under our belts, and I can't speak. I don't know about you. I'm exhausted. We don't train in this. We don't train in mountains. We train in the valley floor, and I'm a little concerned about what I'm going to feel like tomorrow morning.
I'm more concerned what I feel like now.
3, 2, 1. Beginning workout. Yay, here we go.
We just passed mile 16, probably a bit back there, but 16's a big number for us.
It really is. We actually have, once the Trebek Center is open, we will have 16 shelters. And every shelter is very unique and special. Some are for young adults, some are for families and kids, some are for single adults.
We got to keep going, we'll get some water, and we've got, it's a crap load of miles ahead.
Yeah. You know, somebody once said, inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Yard by yard, it gets real hard.
Every freaking sane.
And if you don't like the road that you're on, don't blame me. It's your own asphalt. And so we're here on the asphalt running.
We finally made it to the end of Death Valley, and I think it's very symbolic. Oftentimes when people begin this journey out of homelessness, it's that first step, and then you think that you're there. It's like, okay, I made it. I'm out of the death area, only to realize there's an incredible journey in front of you.
I just hurt. I'm tired.
We're here at mile 23.
And every mile, the temperature's dropping. We went from starting to take jackets off to putting everything back on. But we got a long road ahead. We're gonna try to get in at least another 6 to 8 miles from here. I came into it with this calf and this knee really sore, and honestly, I was just gritting my teeth there. You know, we're at 15.5 right now. I think I could do 4.5 more if we had to, but whatever the boss says. Call it. We go get a sandwich. I could do a sanger. Okay, we'll put a GPS lock here and we're good.
I kind of ran out of gas after 15 miles. So
We've got about 220 miles ahead of us. It feels like we're not making progress.
It's very slow, and besides my ankles hurting and my calves,
Everything's hurting.
yeah, it's a long way.
It was a dumb move.
You pigeon.
I'm done. I am done.
And we've been running now for 39 miles, and we're just now coming down to 4,000. We've been running up in the 5,000. That's the elevation of Big Bear. There's times where it's not a straight line, and sometimes you have to go back and maybe mend fences and relationships and deal with issues, but you stay the course, and eventually you'll make those turns at the right time and take you to where you want to be. Every mile so far has actually taken us further away from our destination. But right here at this intersection, we make a turn and we start heading towards the San Fernando Valley.
It's day 7 and we've got a lot of meetings today. So we needed to start a whole bunch earlier.
Just because we're out here running doesn't mean that the work of the mission ceases. Sometimes it even accelerates. So what we're really trying to do is to put in a lot of miles in the morning, and then we continue to work. But today we have to get a real early start.
So we'll be running in our headlamps. We got little flashes on us. Hopefully we'll get our miles in and it'll all be kind of safe.
Fortune favors the brave. Sometimes you just got to be a bit courageous and do things that aren't always easy to do. Take risks and dare to believe God for the impossible. Our heart and our passion is to see Los Angeles not be one of the homeless capitals of the world. We may be a little slow, a little painful, but God willing, we'll get it done.
I believe in a place called hope. That injury's just been nagging me. Feels like it's getting a little bit worse. Yesterday was a hard day on my body.
Yeah, it was long.
You know, even though the mileage wasn't as big yesterday, I think we hit a wall.
Yeah.
You know, both of us were a little slower and more tender.
Yeah, the cumulative effect. I realize that this road that I'm running on is Highway 14, ultimately become the 14 freeway. Tragically, when I was in high school, I had 2 of my friends die on this road right here in a head-on collision coming back from Mammoth, which just reminds me that the road home oftentimes is filled with peril. Every night we have between 4 and 5 homeless individuals who die on the streets of Los Angeles. We need to get them on the road home and make sure they're secure when they are housed.
Shakira. I know if you can hear me, Shakira, I need some help. Need some money. Make a donation, please.
See, look at that. No, this one's worse. Wearing them down. I might not look like it, but I'm really excited right now. This is the halfway mark. We are now 125 miles into our 250-mile run. It's like, at times it's like, okay, this is too much because we can't see a finish line, but we're too far from the beginning. And we know how critical this mission is. And thank you to our donors who've stepped up in a huge way with the Trebeks and Beachbody and Shepherd and all the others. So we're really excited. We're halfway, and we're gonna get there, God willing.
And they're not always the same. Like, yo matey, like that's Australian.
Yo matey?
Right? That's Australian.
I'm not a pirate. If there's ever a time I'm questioning whether we're going to make it, it's today.
You know, there's a part of me, I mean, I'd love to quit right now.
Definitely cold. We've hit the wall. The injuries are adding up.
I'm feeling just depleted energy-wise, but I know for our dear friends that, you know, are climbing up and out of homelessness, that's not an option. They have to keep going, so we'll keep going too, but I just will say the wind is not my friend, and the uphill is not my friend. Rowan is my friend, but the wind and the uphill, not my friend.
You can't get out, huh? You talk all big and now you can't get out.
You got this?
It's only 7 miles. We got it.
You got it.
You
got it.
We got it. We got it. Oh, it's windy. Oh.
Nothing can go up forever. It eventually has to come down.
That's a load of bull crap. It can get worse and worse.
All right, let's go.
Whoa, ha, beat. Whoa, ha, beat. Whoa, ha, beat. Whoa, ha, beat. Whoa, ha, beat.
We've got a few days, quite a few days in front of us, but we're well past halfway. It feels good to know that we're making some decent progress.
It's amazing.
This is everything you could have asked for. There's a little cherry of Garth on top.
So our game plan today is to try to get in 10 to 15 miles again, just keep stepping our way down. With the wind in our face, I'm not sure if we're going to make it all the way.
This is the third day that my right knee is getting worse and worse, and I'm a little concerned because I don't want to do any permanent damage.
Ken's limping. It's not looking good, guys.
They're not gonna quit. They gotta keep going. You know, I may not be able to run, but I'll walk. I'll get up earlier in the morning. I'll leave an hour before you go, and you can catch up to me. But as long as I can walk, then I'm not quitting, that's for sure. I'm a little concerned for Rowan. Even when we started back in Death Valley, he had a leg injury. I didn't think he was even going to be able to run at all. He's a trooper, he just keeps going, but I get concerned that there's not permanent damage. We've gone from Inyo County, we ran through Kern County, we're now in Los Angeles County.
Today's just been a painful day. You know, I know my injury's acting up, but getting here is that validation that we aren't just jogging in the same place. You know, I hear it so often from people living in our shelters, desperately trying to get out of homelessness, and they feel that they're stuck, and it's everyone else around can see they're moving forward, but it's just so, it saps any encouragement and any joy from you when you feel like you're not making any progress. So to see a mile marker, a milestone forward is such a huge thing.
We don't want to be a flash in the pan. We want to go far. We want to make a lasting difference in this humanitarian crisis of homelessness. And the only way we can do that is to go together.
Come on, help me. One comment, one donation. We're in the city.
We made it into Lancaster. We're running down Sierra Highway. So it's nice to see auto shops and little stores and markets. We'll continue all the way down, get down to Palmdale and eventually get down to Pear Blossom Highway and turn right and head home. Not at all.
Sometimes when I'm alone, I dream of tacos. I'm so excited about this spot because I've been following them on Instagram for about 2 years, and they have everything. They have the birria, they have the pastor, they have the asada. The crisis in LA is real. We have over 70,000 people on the streets, and a good portion of them are mums and kids, and we're going to be able to bring them in and give them a second chance.
Very exciting.
Sometimes the work that you do gets overlooked, and we don't always get the opportunity to say thank you for what you do.
From the guy who does the finances, I can tell you honestly, we would not be here if it wasn't for your hard work.
Thank you so much for showing up and being here. And I know how you think shower program's going on, and we just wanted to come and.
Well, there's one thing I want to do. Betty and James.
My wife. Me and my wife. We present this check to open the bathroom.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Really.
Thank you.
I'll get a little sweaty. So we invite anybody that would like to do the final run down to the San Fernando Valley with us.
Only 74 miles.
It's only 74 miles, so do we have any takers?
Do it on my bike.
Oh, so anyhow, that's awesome. Today's day 15, heading towards Santa Clarita. Sun's coming up, time to get going.
The rumor is right now we have passed $350,000 that we've brought in just in the past 12 or 14 days.
Unbelievable.
People who believe in a place called hope.
It's nice to know we're heading to Los Angeles.
I love LA, like Randy Newman said.
We have 3 days left of running. We're in Acton. That's quite a nice community here.
Another 13 miles, tomorrow will be kind of the same, and then we come into the worst day of the whole run. That 18-mile finish, and it's some of the biggest hills that we've experienced outside of Death Valley.
You started this journey with an injury.
I was ready to pack it in, and I just thought to myself, there is no way in hell that I'm gonna let Ken finish without me. That's never gonna happen. Ken and I are gonna die housing people, ending people's homelessness. And I'm happy to do that the rest of my days. I'm not gonna spend the rest of my days Ken walking in going, well, you know, remember how you couldn't complete the 250 miles?
Soledad Canyon, a bit treacherous to be honest with you. Cars get way too close for my comfort. But I guess we are now in the Santa Clarita Valley. Rowan's leg's really hurting him, so we're gonna go ahead and call it today.
Why are you worried? You're a beast. You've got this. I'm not worried for me. I'm worried for you. I'm worried about you. I'm scared for you. I look at you in fear for you.
Behind us is the Santa Clarita thrift store, one of our 5 thrift stores that are so vital. But we're standing here, we are just 30 miles out of LA, and the plan is in a few minutes we're gonna go to the starting line and we are gonna run 15 miles today, 15 miles tomorrow, total elevation climb of about 3,000 feet. It's gonna be a big couple of days.
Well, I will admit I woke up this morning with an anticipation of completing the run, but also a lot of incredibly fond memories from the moment we first started planning this visual illustration of when somebody hits rock bottom, and then you're starting this journey up and out. It's a daunting task when you have to rise above the worst circumstances of your life in order to get back to a place of hope. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay, we're coming into the valley after 450,000 steps, climbing 15,000 feet, $450,000 closer to opening the Trebek Center. You know, we've only got about 300,000 more to raise.
Incredible.
My right foot hurts.
What's wrong with your right foot?
Just hurts.
Just hurts. Is that medical term?
I don't know.
I'll admit I do feel a sense of accomplishment. Not every day that I get to run 250 miles. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's how it is with Hope for the Valley. It's an incredible journey where we're all in this together.
The generosity of our donors is incredible. When COVID hit, our donors stepped up. As gas prices have gone up and it's become harder for people to give, our donors continue to step up because they believe that no one should be dying on our streets. Gracie, can we pass up a ridiculous check for Ken? So far, as we get ready to open the Trebek Center, over $380,000 has been raised. And none of this is giant corporate gifts. This is mums and dads, people who live here in the valley and beyond, who say, I care.
Well, we've come this far. Let's finish it.
You never have to say you're sorry for doing a kindness to someone else.